Hello everyone, I'm Jim Rohn, and today I want to talk about something we have all faced, a mysterious psychological barrier, an invisible wall that makes you avoid, hesitate, even shrink back from the important things in life. Have you ever wondered, what is really holding you back? Why do I always find a way to postpone a conversation, a decision, or even facing my own emotions? Is it fear, pain, or some secret you dare not admit? In this video, I will reveal the one thing, yes, just one thing, that ultimately forces an avoider to open up. It is not what you think, it is not willpower, nor an empty inspirational phrase, but a profound truth about human psychology that I have discovered through years of research and real-life experience. You will be surprised to know that this very thing may be the key to breaking the vicious cycle of procrastination and self-doubt, and finally living true to yourself. I promise you, by the end of the video, you will not only understand this clearly, but also know how to apply it to your life immediately. But to not miss out on fascinating discoveries like this, hit the subscribe button now and turn on the notification bell. I will bring you fresh perspectives, real-life stories, and simple yet effective tools to change the way you think, feel, and act. So, are you ready? Let's start this journey together, because with just one moment of opening up, everything can change. Now I will tell you a story that is the clearest proof to understand the content of this video. There once was a woman, let's call her Isabelle. Isabelle was the kind of person who left an impression wherever she appeared, not because she was loud, no, but because she mastered the art of presence while still keeping her distance. A woman who could make you feel like you were the most special person in the room, but when you reached out to her, she disappeared. She had a very special way of loving, if it could be called love. She loved the chase, the anticipation, the flirting that never became certain. She was happy in the moments before everything became clear. But when that happened, oh, she turned into a ghost that you swear you just caught a glimpse of near the doorway. Then, Daniel appeared. Daniel did something that no one had ever done before. He saw right through her, not in the way most lovers mistakenly believe that chasing is connection, but truly saw who she was. And do you know what Isabelle did when she felt that warmth, that understanding? She left. Not abruptly, that would be too obvious, too impolite. No, she left bit by bit. A slow reply to a text message, a postponed plan, a subtle change in tone to the point where you might think you imagined it. And Daniel, like so many before him, did what seemed the most natural thing. He reached out, he inquired, he reassured. He tried to bridge the gap with kindness, patience, and understanding. And the more he tried, the further she retreated, until one day she simply disappeared. Daniel tried to accept that, but one day, in a seemingly coincidental moment, he happened to see Isabelle in a small cafe on the corner. No longer the radiant, mysterious woman of before, she looked tired, her eyes filled with tension, her hand gently clutching the coffee cup as if seeking stability. He was about to step forward, but then he stopped. And at that moment, Isabelle saw him. She froze for a moment, like a deer caught in the headlights on a dark night. Daniel waited for something, perhaps a smile, a greeting, some sign that she was ready. But instead, he saw a flicker of fear in her eyes, and then instinctively she stood up, preparing to leave. But this time, Daniel did not chase after her. Instead of trying to pull her closer, instead of asking her why, instead of trying to prove that he could be a safe haven, he simply looked at her, calmly, steadily. And then, in that moment, something strange happened. Isabelle did not walk away. She stood still, looking at him. And for the first time in her life, she didn't know what to do. No one was chasing her. No one was trying to convince her that love was safe. No one offered her an escape route to run away. It was just her and the choice. And that was the moment Isabelle realized, perhaps for the first time in her life, that no one could force her to open up. No one could make her feel safe unless she allowed herself to do so. She didn't know if she could stay. But for the first time, she realized that maybe She didn't want to run anymore. Why did they run away? Oh, this is the question that shatters the hearts of those left behind, leaving them spinning in a mess of confusion, hurt, and self-doubt. What did I do wrong? But the truth is much more complex and intriguing. An avoider does not run away because they are indifferent. No, not at all. They run away precisely because they care so much that their hearts tremble, to the point that they do not dare admit it to themselves. To them, love is not a peaceful harbor or a warm embrace. It is a dangerous gamble, a hand they have painfully lost long ago. Perhaps in the past they have learned harsh lessons, that closeness comes with chains, that revealing their true self turns them into a burden, that love, no matter how sweet, can vanish like smoke in an instant. Thus, they have honed themselves into masters of the art of keeping distance. They leave before being left, always leaving one foot ready at the door, like skilled dancers in the choreography of avoidance. And when you, with all your sincerity, try to draw them closer, what happens? Oh, can you imagine? They feel as if the whole world is collapsing, invisible walls tightening, the air growing so heavy it suffocates. The fear, that monster hidden deep within them, roars, urging them to run far, run fast. But here is the secret. This is not because of you, never because of you. It is because of them, because of the survival battle they have been silently fighting for so long. Every step of their retreat is not a rejection of you, but a desperate cry to protect their fragile heart. Therefore they run, not because they want to, but because they believe it is the only way to survive. In life, there are those who choose to avoid emotions, avoid the truth, avoid difficult conversations, or even avoid themselves. They build invisible walls, locking themselves in a safe zone so as not to face pain, hurt, or the things they fear. But life does not always allow us to run away forever. There is one thing stronger than any reason to avoid that can ultimately force a person to open up. It is the power of genuine connection. Not pressure, not reason, but the feeling of being understood, being loved, and being accepted unconditionally. Something no one can forever turn their back on. The advice for you, the listener, is to learn to become a bridge instead of a wall, to be patient without forcing, and to show them that opening up is not weakness, but courage. First of all, understand that avoidance is not a sign of coldness or indifference. It often stems from fear of judgment, fear of losing something important, or fear that the truth will shatter what they are trying to hold on to. When someone avoids, they are not only running away from you, but also from the chaotic emotions within themselves. Therefore, instead of being disappointed or angry, try to put yourself in their shoes. Ask yourself, what makes them feel unsafe? What makes them think that closing off their heart is the only option? This understanding is the first step to breaking the shell they have built around themselves. Do not rush to blame or demand that they change immediately, for that will only make them withdraw further. Instead, show that you are willing to listen without judgment, ready to be there without expecting an immediate response. Next, remember that opening up is a journey, not an event that happens in an instant. Avoiders often need time to trust, to feel that they can be safe in revealing their true self. The advice here is to be patient, but not passively patient, rather proactively patient. Create small moments for them to feel comfortable, like a gentle conversation, a silent act of care, or simply your presence in moments when they need it. Do not try to break down their wall with force or logic, for that will only make them more defensive. Instead, be like water, gentle yet persistent, seeping through the cracks of avoidance until they willingly open the door. Finally, the most important thing is to show them that opening up is not about losing themselves, but about finding freedom. Many avoid because they fear that when they express their emotions, they will be hurt or taken advantage of. Prove the opposite with your actions. When they share, cherish every word, every emotion, no matter how small. When they try to step out of their safe zone, encourage rather than criticize. And most importantly, let them feel that they are not alone on this journey. A handshake, a sincere look, or a timely word can be the key for them to realize that opening up is not as frightening as they think. Therefore, if you are trying to help an avoider open up, remember that the only thing that can truly touch them is the genuine connection you bring. Do not force, do not rush, but patiently build trust. Be the person they can rely on, not to change them, but for them to change on their own when they are ready. For in the end, opening up is not something you can do for someone. It is something they must choose for themselves when they feel safe enough, loved enough, and strong enough to face themselves. Ultimately, the journey from avoidance to openness is not an easy path, but it is the most beautiful and precious experience a person can go through. We have discovered together that the only thing that forces an avoider to finally open up is genuine connection. Not pressure, not coercion, but the power of understanding, patience, and unconditional love. Everyone has their own walls, but with time and proper care, those walls can be replaced by wide open doors. My advice to you is to become a reliable companion, non-judgmental, unhurried, but simply present and sharing. For when a person feels safe and valued, they will naturally find the courage to face themselves and open up to the world around them. I want to express my sincere gratitude to all of you for taking the time to watch this video. Every moment you spend here listening and reflecting is a tremendous source of motivation for me to continue creating meaningful content. You are not just an audience, but companions with me on the journey of discovering the profound aspects of life. Your support has inspired me to share stories and lessons that I believe can touch anyone's heart. Truly, no words can adequately express my gratitude for your presence in today's video. And if you find this content useful, do not hesitate to hit the subscribe button. When you subscribe, you not only become a part of our community, but also help me gain more motivation to bring even more valuable videos. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Please leave a comment below and share your feelings about this topic. Have you ever met an avoider in your life? What did you do to help them open up? Or have you ever been one yourself? Every story, every opinion from you is incredibly precious, as it not only helps me understand you better, but also creates a space for us to learn and grow together. Let us transform this channel into a place that connects hearts, where everyone can find empathy and inspiration. Once again, thank you all, and I hope to see you again in the next video.